Hello, this is J.N.S, and I want to cover this topic about the auras and sound frequency in hip hop, in particular with the 808 beat and it being geared towards the root chakra. I want to talk about the implications of that and what that means. And I want to talk about like how we as a people we can come up with new music intervals outside of the concept of the 808 beat and um, the the implications of also how we even tune the music from 440 hertz back to 432 hertz or even another frequency of our liking. So that is what we'll cover. And I want to make sure that my sound is good. Okay. And so I want to share an article with you guys, but I think I want to talk before we go into that. I want to talk about the the aura in hip hop, this the sound, the harmonic rhythm. Okay, so we all know, like I just did a 2 hour video talking about auras and toroidal fields, and so I want to talk about now how frequency and sound affects the aura. And harmonic rhythm, it obviously affects our emotional state. It can affect it in a positive way or in a negative way. Okay, and it can be very healing. We all know that that music can be very healing. Music in general is just extremely, extremely powerful. Okay, we talk about the sound waves and um, how everything is energy and vibration. Then music, the music itself, and music theory and the whole concept of instrumentation, it has to be extremely powerful. And that's one of the ways you can program someone. So one of the ways you can that's the biggest way and the quickest way to affect someone's aura is through music, through sound frequency. And that is why, even in that's kind of the code that's in, you know, um, the story when they talk about how Lucifer created music and the archangel of music ministry, um, and the nine choir of angels itself, that whole breakdown, that's all code for frequency and sound and resonance. um, and if one is to break is to really dissect that story. And so music itself has been used to either heal, elevate, and obviously once the inorganic ones realize that we can reverse engineer the healing power of music to bring about destruction. And so now you have some forms of music that dumb humanity down, that create further unawareness, that will gear you to a certain chakra or a certain vibration. And so that's what we see today. And so in hip hop in particular, you may see like a situation with like a sexy red, or the promotion of drug use, suicide. This is what they're promoting in music. Um, you'll see that they have this song where I don't have no friends. I remember, I'll never forget. I was listening to with my one of my family members from years ago, a young kid, and I was listening to this song. All my friends are dead. And I know the youth know it. It's like all my friends are dead. I don't push me to the edge. All my friends are dead. And it was pretty much a song promoting, unaliving yourself. And I remember like, oh my gosh, turn that off. And I'm not trying to be preachy because I used to sit with, this was youth. I'm talking about like this is literally this person is literally still in high school to this day. I would sit with them and say, "Show me your music. Show me what you got going on. Show me." I'll sit. We sit and chill with him and get my drink up. Back in the day, I used to drink, I and let him show me his music. and the stuff, and it was hard, because I'm like, you know, but some of it I really, really enjoyed. Some of it I thought was fly, like, seeing some of the youth and the things that they're doing, especially Gen Z. This Gen Z is so different, than millennials. I'm millennial, but it was so fascinating, like some of it really was. So if I did have like some things though, I had to say something. I'm like, oh, you about to hear, you know. And I'm 32, but I'm thinking like, you about to hear a grandma come out because I'm like, oh hell no, we ain't about to sit listen to it. But some things, I just, I would rock with it. I used to, it was a couple of his little songs that I thought was fly. But the ones that was pushing any type of drug use, scamming, um, unaliving of oneself and hatred of women. Oh no, 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 no. You already know. You already know not to play that around me, around Jenny. And he used to just look at me, and well, we used to sit on that couch, and I said, "Show me all your music. I'm gonna sit here. We gonna vibe out. You gonna have your kombucha. I'm gonna have my kombucha mixed with my, I had kombucha and maybe some Cabernet Sauvignon or something when I used to drink. But I'm like, we gonna have some kombucha, or we gonna have, we gonna rock out and listen to your music. And then I would sometimes show him my stuff from the '90s because I was born in '92, and so I would show him like DMX and some of and you could tell he was like, I was showing like Little Kim stuff, like stuff that I think is just like the shit still, because like, growing up in the '90s, Gen Z doesn't like our music really. They really don't. I mean, and maybe that's just that, but it seemed like they don't get it. Like we're like, how could you not like DMX? Like, oh my gosh, It's like, how could you not like Little Kim? Like, and they were looking like, I would never forget. People was looking at me like, I guess it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Like what? And so that was very interesting. So we would just exchange music and like, oh, back in my day, and I'm only 32. I'm like, back in my day, we really loved the thong song by Cisco. Like back in my day, we love some Timberland and Missy Elliott. So I'm showing him all the Missy Elliott, and everybody's so vain now. They judge everybody on looks. So, and it's like, this was hot back in, And I'm like, oh, she's a genius. Like Missy Elliott, are you kidding me? Her production skills, her music writing, like we actually valued talent back in the '90s. Like you actually had to actually be able to have talent, like Timberland, like Aaliyah, like motherfuckers really had talent back then. Genuine, triple threat dancing. Genuine, he used to be doing his little singing, and but this was the power of the Black American music frequency, and our auras was very bright in music before they tampered, and obviously have the co-option, and we had Black gatekeepers sell the music genre out and have it co-opted by big time corporations and whatnot. But there was a time where it was very pure, and that was our frequency and our aura. Obviously hip hop started as a protest to the white power structure and to imperialist structure that was oppressing inner city youth. And we talk about the concept of hip hop, which is different than rapping faster for beat. That had been in existence since the 1930s in America, but it was really, really, really fascinating because we have Public Enemy, right? You have Flav, and fight the powers that be. Or the other brother that sings, I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. We wonder why I keep going. Like it was like some powerful stuff. It was very revolutionary, and obviously that going over the sound waves. We're dealing with radio waves now, right? And now you're dealing with a group of very powerful beings, Black Americans, rapping over the inversion of funk music and rapping about their liberation and about resistance and about standing up for yourself, speaking their truth, voicing your frustrations, talking about what you're dealing with. and it's like, oh, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Stop the show, stop the script, cut. These niggas is not about to be coming enlightened, coming conscious, will you, off of this rap. And so the CIA, and I think they're just now admitting this, they found the way, like, okay, reverse engineer time. Anytime you have powerful apparatus that can uplift or enlighten a group of people, this could be from anything. What inorganic ones do is decide to reverse engineer. So they reverse engineer and say, like, well, if music can be a catalyst for power and for healing and for art, let's reverse it so that we can destroy. So they do this with music, and they do this with hip hop. They tried to do it with hip hop, but obviously there's always going to be in hip hop it's always you're gonna always have that authenticity. There's always going to be people that do authentic hip hop. But as far as the mainstream concept of it, the mainstream aspect of it, in terms of what gets distributed, for the most part, generally, they gear towards the reversion. And so there was a concerted effort to fund hip hop music that was destructive in a sense. Gangster rap, talking about selling of the drugs, killing your fellow man, disrespecting women. They wanted that to be promulgated more in the Black community versus the more positive messages of hip hop. And so you see the concerted effort from conscious rap, or even if not conscious, just good chill rap. Like you didn't have to, you could rap about anything. Black Americans can rap about anything and it's gonna sound fucking good. You could rap about you scratching your ass. You imagine scratching my ass. You can rap about anything. The beat is good, and it's gonna get played. And that's why we had amazing, beautiful songs like the Cha Cha Slide. That's hip hop. A lot of people didn't like the Cha Cha Slide. Cha Cha Slide, we all know Cha Cha Slide. So it's not necessarily it has to be soul conscious. Like it could be anything. But it was like, no, y'all niggas about to talk about killing one another. The only thing that's going to get the only thing that's going to get rewarded in terms of distribution and even money profits. And now we get into money. And so then you go to you go to the Black community and say, raise your hand if you are willing, and I'm being facetious here, right? But raise your hand if you are willing to sell out your community and music genre and the hip hop, the sanctity of hip hop. Raise your hand and come sign, and we'll elevate you and put you as a handler and a deal broker. So raise your hand. And some people raised their hand in hip hop. Some people raised their hand and they did that. And then some people, they just didn't know any better. A lot of you can't. Some people are products of their environment, and you say what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Does the poverty come first, the crime come first, the crime come first, and the poverty go, whatever. But we know in our situation, it was certainly oppression. There's certainly oppression, and there's certainly things that bred from that oppression in terms of that frustration and the things that manifest from that. I'm not saying it's an excuse for everything, because it's not. But when we talk about crimes of poverty and crimes of necessity, and somebody rapping about that, that's in not in the context of the white backed labels. That I theoretically you could say that's different, but for me, I'm talking about when the industry, the deals themselves, the people that gives you the deal themselves, tell you, that these are the lyrics, this is a song that's written, and this is what you're going to sing, and this is what we're going to promote. And when you try to do something different, they shut it down, or you don't have any creative control. That's very different. And so you have seen rap artists come forward and they try to tell us, yo, look, this has a correlation with the prison pipeline, and the privatization of investments in the prisons. And people laugh it off and say, no, that's not, you're just conspiracy. Oh my gosh. The gatekeeping ass niggas, they will tell you that they try to just play it off. But everybody knows what's up. And so they said, raise your hand uh, for you to play in the devil's playground with with their system, who wanted to do it. And so some people raised their hand, and they pretty much bartered the souls of other Black American artists through contracts, and got them to also further perpetuate the dysfunction via some of the music. Again, not all of hip hop is dysfunctional. I love battle rap, for instance. So there's 5 elements of hip hop, and we know that, and it transcends obviously music. It's a style. It's a cultural. It's a subculture of Black American culture. So it's a subculture, and it transcends beyond just the hip hop music genre. You have graffiti, you have the dance, you have beatboxing, DJing. You have these things. You have the clothing style. Hip hop has its own clothing style. Kafubu comes out. Uh, Remember, was it Coogee, and we remember these things in the '90s. It was like hot. Like, oh my gosh, we loved. I remember even academics. They had a clothing line. I remember that being real big. Fat Farm, Rockaware, Baby Fat. Come on, these are all. It's all a part of that subculture of hip hop, and it's all Black American culture, by the way. So I would never denigrate. This is not me denigrating a powerful music genre that was created by my people. I am saying that infiltration. And what I am saying is that infiltration and concerted efforts to pervert it, to take it away from its founders, to degrade it essentially, and also psychological operational infiltration, psyop infiltration, military operation in hip hop. Nas told us about the hip hop police and all this stuff and things they're doing. This is not me just trying to, like, oh my gosh, here you go preaching again. This is, you know, me just having a deep conversation about some aspect of my culture that I appreciate. Now, granted, I tend to be more on the conscious side, battle rap side. Oh, battle rap is also an aspect of hip hop as well. In that element, battle rap, to me, that was what I always enjoyed. I'm not gonna hold you. I enjoy battle rap, and I enjoyed the more conscious elements of the hip hop. So I grew up listening to the Most Def, the Black Star, the Nas, the Common, the J Dillas, the Slum Village, the Roots. I was one of them type. That was me growing up. I definitely had the Common CD. I definitely had that CD, and then obviously Kanye was in it. But Kanye was always a little bit of both. Like he went mainstream, but he always still had elements and ties with that community, as far as like the Commons and the J Dillas and stuff. So I always threw Kanye in there. I grew up listening to Kanye, and was there anything else? I mean, obviously Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole when they came out, but I'm talking about when I was a young girl, like when I was like 10, 11, that type. But no lie, I was like 10 years old listening to damn J Dilla. And that's just what my soul gravitated towards. I was like, Umi says, oh my gosh. Like that's what I was into by Most Def. Umi says, like, my Umi says. And so and One Mic. Oh, you couldn't tell me. Oh, One Mic came out when I was in 4th grade. I remember when One Mic came out. When I tell you, I know every lyric. Like back in the day, and this is cultural, but among Black American kids, at least when I was in 4th grade, it used to be really cool if you knew all of the raps to a song, especially if it was a fast song. Like I remember, I'll never forget. It was Jigga what? Jigga who? Jigga that rap that it was so impressive to see a Black American kid know all of Jay Z's lyrics to that song. No lie, no lie. And um, I remember I had a family member that when that song came on, she knew all of the lyrics to Jigga What Jigga. And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And so when One Mic came out, I would never forget, like, I thought it was such a beautiful song. And so I was like, I got to know all of the lyrics to One Mic. And I remember I committed that to, that was like big for me. Like, no lie. I mean, that might be cheesy to, an adult, or, but I think I was like 9 years old. I knew all of the lyrics to One Mic by Nas. And I would literally be in class rapping it. Like, just rapping it without the music. It wasn't playing. And I remember like like to me, I thought that I wanted to be cool. That was my version of being cool. And I went to a charter school, so it was at that time it was like predominantly white with like sprinkles of black kids in there. And the black kids thought it was cool, but like the white kids were like, what the hell is she doing? What's going on? But we just thought it was that was a thing. I just remember now that it feels so cheesy, but back then I just thought I was the shit. But yeah, knowing the lyrics to the rap songs was cool. But when I reflect, like, on this the what I really want to talk about is like the 808 drum machine. Okay, and so that beat is tuned to the root chakra, muladhara. Okay, and so it's a dense vibration. It's the root chakra, excuse me, that is like bound to the material plane. That is the physical plane. And so we'll actually just research. I'll share some research about the. Matter of fact, let me pull up the research first and then share. So let's do music. Let's do root chakra. Okay. So let's, because there's an inversion. Here's the thing. Let me just share this with you guys. When there's an inversion of these energies. So we talked about, if you guys don't know what a chakra is, I talked about it in the last video with aura and toroidal fields. I won't be covering that over again. And I think for the most part, someone would know someone that clicks on this video would know. I don't want to assume that, but at the same time, a chakra briefly is a energy circuit, energy wheel within the body, from the astral level, that channels a certain amount of electromagnetic energy within your aura, and can be balanced or imbalanced. And there's more than seven, but seven are there's seven chakras that are mainly talked about, but there's more than that. And the root chakra is one that's at the base of the spine. It's kind of like right by the base of the spine, kind of where the booty part is at, but a little bit above that. And so it connects us to our groundedness. Um, it consists of like your ability to be stable. So it's rooted where your stability is at, the material plane, your resourcefulness, and whatnot. And so it can be balanced or it can be imbalanced. And there's the idea of like a chakra, the chakras can be blocked, and so a root chakra can be blocked, or you can operate from the denser level of the chakra itself. And so the muladhara chakra is the most dense of the seven chakras, and you can see that here. And this is red, and it's the slowest of all the wavelengths within the visible spectrum. Okay, it's the most stimulating color. And the muladhara chakra also relates to the material plane. Now, if you are, say, not grounded, you may want to ground your muladhara chakra. With me, I have to work on the grounding of the root chakra for me, because I'm not really tied to the material plane, and so um, with me, I had to actively, work on my root chakra. But planet Earth, when it comes to music, when it comes to sex, when it comes to food, when it comes to everything, it is all geared to the Muladhara chakra, which is the densest of all levels. Now, we're not talking about this groundedness and connecting to the earth and the 7.883 hertz frequency of the earth. No, I'm not talking about that type of groundedness or that type of gearing or tune. We're talking about the inverted element of the root chakra. So you have the inversion element of the chakras, or the unbalanced version. And so what I'm saying in terms of the wavelengths, the frequencies, what happens is that when it comes to sex and music, it's geared towards the inverted element of the root chakra. And so let's talk about like what happens if the Muladhara chakra is imbalanced. Well, let's talk about what it is imbalanced, because hip hop was geared to the Muladhara chakra from the balance point of view when it first came out, right? Flowing energy, when you feel safe, home in the world, and fearless. Now you see that right here. You see that connecting to your fight or flight. What hip hop was telling one to do was to fight, to have no fear, that you are safe, that you can express yourself. And so what Black Americans did was tuned hip hop to the Muladhara chakra of the balance version. And what the corporations did, and what the CIA and the powers that be did, players that be, was gear it to an imbalanced version of the root chakra. And then that's when it causes nightmares. Now I could show you some hip hop songs where they talking about nightmares. Emotionally disconnected, the disrespect of the divine feminine, calling the black women hoes and bitches, all types of stuff. And again, we had sellouts that promoted this stuff. I'm not saying that like, oh, we got to just blame white people. No, it was black people sung them lyrics and did what they did. Some of them, not all of them, it was some of them. Disconnected from the body, promotion of horrific sex, talking about date rape, talking about you know low level sex, like disconnected from the body. It's promotion of prostitution, promotion of promiscuity. Oh, every girl, every have another girl the day of the week, and the women as well doing it. Sexy Red talk about booty hole is pink. What she say? No, vagina. What she say? Coochie is pink and booty hole is brown. Um, that's disconnected from the body. That's stupidity. That is very low level. So many of them talking about they want to eat booty holes. Eating. I mean, I'm not judging the actual sex act in the context of your private business. Clearly, like that's not. I am the least person to judge somebody regarding that. Even though I take a more aesthetic path in terms of celibacy, I don't judge sex acts. I'm saying the oversaturation of promotion in the music through the Muladhara chakra, everything geared towards the inverted version, the perverted version of the Muladhara chakra. And I can prove that very readily. Like if someone was to like, oh, let's debate this one, pull up lyric after lyric after lyric. This is not a conspiracy. This is just a fact. Why is every mainstream, again, we're not talking about battle rap. We're not talking about conscious hip hop. We're talking about mainstream, what is on the radio, what is being promoted for thousands and millions of people, children included, is depression. Now, how many of them talk about, oh, Molly Percocet? Oh, my friends are dead, shoot me in the head, and all this stuff. This is what people are saying on the radio, and that's being promoted on the radio, talking about depression. Um, uh, Kids talking about unaliving themselves. Gen Z, they're talking about the nightmares. They're talking about, and you're looking at this in your screen. This is what an imbalanced root chakra looks like. They're talking about being emotionally disconnected. They're talking about shooting each other up. Black men shooting other black men. They're talking about all types of crazy things. Disconnected from the body, all types of promiscuities, anger. How many? Again, talking about killing each other, selling drugs, all types of stuff, and rage. Okay, and so what does the physical symptoms manifest from this blockage? Lethargic and spirit, physically drained. Problems in the colon, with the bladder, with the elimination, with the lower back, left. Come on, inflammation, cramps, and then prostate problems. Now, who got the prostate problem? The black man. Who got the highest rate of of prostate cancer in America? The black American man. Who created the hip hop? Black Americans. Now was black. Now who perverted the black American hip hop? The CIA and all black gatekeepers. Get black gatekeepers, satanic niggas that sold us out. Who got the eating disorder? A lot of people emotionally eat in the black American community. I'm not judging it. It's be a sign of a root chakra imbalance through music. Something that we originally had that was balanced. That made you feel safe at home in the world and fearless. They come in, they do this through root chakra. How do they do this? Through the instrumentation. And through the instrumentation of the 808 beat machine is a dense 808 beat drum machine is geared towards the root chakra. You can study this for yourself. I'll give some solutions of what I think could happen. Don't think I'll just leave you hanging. Okay. And so the root chakra governs our physical energies. It helps us with our aura. Gives you your sense of security and safety with other people. And I remember in original hip hop, what did we do? We always felt security with each other. Play it, go to the cookouts, go have our grills, and we had safety and security with one another. Did we not? Did we not? Was we always ourselves and trusting, So what happened? Ask yourself this. Bodhisattva, Amitabha, Red Terra embodying compassion. Did hip hop not talk about compassion? Amitabha, magnetizing the red fire element. Discernment. Fight the powers that be. Pure perception, profound awareness. This is what hip hop that was created by the Black Americans. This is what we were practicing from the mind's eye of the God universe. The proper balancing of the root chakra, where we promoted discernment, pure perception, profound awareness. This is what we originally promoted as the Black American who created the hip hop genre, because it was a mind science of something that we already knew, intellectually, spiritually, conceptually. And then through unawareness of how you can reverse engineer a science and reverse engineer someone's craftsmanship and reverse engineer someone's original intergalactic mentalism and turn it against them. And then you get some knuckleheads that want $1 and you say, raise your hand. White man comes, raise your hand if you want to have fame and fortune, sign a contract, and sell and only rap about some. We got to invert the Muladhara chakra. We got to use the inverted version of the imbalance of the root chakra, not the grounded one. You're not coming up in here. We ain't giving you 10, 20 million, 50 million to rap about peace and love and fighting the powers and getting your community together and practicing self-determination and getting your powers that be and getting your just due and standing up for one another and loving one another and making love and getting married. No, you ain't paying you 50, 20 million to talk about it. You're going to sit there and you'll talk about a Uzi blowing somebody, skeeting on somebody. You about to talk about some Percocets. What you going to do? You want the money or not? You want the deal or not? Slave deal, 360 deal, what you going to do? And I know they can't stand me, but it is what it is because it's the truth. I'm breaking it down on an esoteric level for you guys to see for your own self with your own eyes. This whole genre that's created, look at this. Beets, tomatoes, strawberries, cherries, things that Black Americans love to eat. Connecting to the earth. This is what hip hop was originally for, for healing vibration, to promote groundedness of the root chakra for Black Americans who did not have any balance or sense of stability in America. And that's why hip hop was created, for grounding of the Muladhara, to balance out the Muladhara. What I am telling you is that through the occult sciences, again, a lot of this stuff is astrally. A lot of the military apparatuses that you think are so, I won't go there. These things are occurring through esoteric sciences. They went in, reversed it. We're talking about 432, put it on 440, get the 808 drip. Come on. Mm-mm. We ain't doing nothing with, and we'll talk about that. And so I think I made my point with this. Um, Again, the music itself, it releases electromagnetic energy. We know that. And so the the 808, the inverted version of the root chakra of the hip hop, it keeps your consciousness bound to the material realm, and it induces irritation and aggressiveness, especially when it's geared toward the 440 hertz. We're going to induce this irritation. That's why, and people could say, oh, it's not the music that will cause someone to do something. This is all frequency. I literally have broken it down. And it doesn't matter about an anecdotal. If you are inherently, words is heka in frequency. The music itself carries a frequency. If you are talking about how you're going to kill someone, how you're going to promote, how you're going to do drugs, how you're going to call women bitches and hoes, and F women, and how you going to, come on, you act like that's not going to have no effect on this community. Of course it is. Of course it will have an effect on the Black American community. You must be out of your mind if you think it don't. I could feel the inverted, perverted root chakra of the energy through my people being obsessed with materialism. Black Americans have taken on a lot of, not all of us, but yeah, from consumptionism, consumerism, being consumed with materialism, and and whatnot, and forgetting our ways, forgetting what this genre was originally for. This is not me being preachy. Nobody has to care about what I'm saying, or they can ignore it or act like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not that big of a deal. Well, continue to have PSYOP run on you. Yes. Either you keep creating more genres and adding to your genres that you create, or your shit gets taken away from you, just like it's being done now. We see them trying to tell everybody that the Latinos created hip hop, that the Jamaicans created hip hop. Oh, cool, Herc. Oh my gosh. They try and tell you all types of shit. Now they want to give it to the Korean. They say, oh, now the Philippines has something to do with it, the Latinos, and then they got the breakdancing and part of the Olympics now. Your shit you came up with, because you can't see psyops being run on you, and you can't see that most of your military operations occur through the mind, mental science first. It's always mental science first. All warfare is based on deception, and so you missed the part where they co-opted it. You missed the part where they literally changed the frequencies. Again, everything is through the mental. Okay, we got to have them say these type of lyrics. Uh, we got to invert the balance of the Melodera to the inverted version, and they have to say these lyrics. Now we actually have to change it from 432 to 440, put an 808 on it, make it more dense, make it more heavy, more material playing. And now we have to have these crazy ass lyrics on top of it. And we have to get some sellouts. So we got to find a couple of their sellouts. Or people that don't know better, or people that's just thirsty and starving, literally just hungry for money because they're about to die and they can't take care of themselves. We have to find those type of niggas too. So not everybody, so not everybody was trying to be like a sinister Satanist or something. Like sometimes people just didn't know. And I give grace for that. It still it doesn't keep you from avoiding the ramifications of what the universe has in store in terms of who was involved in that, but I don't keep you from getting your ass smacked up from the ramifications of that, pretty much. And that's what the 360 deal teaches you. in life. You know, there's a consequence of 360 deals, and the you don't you have to just tour. You only have control over touring, pretty much, if that, if that, and then all of your merchandise, everything you come up with, even if it has nothing to do with the music, is it the labels get a piece of that. They take a life insurance policy. I mean, you're better. Then they find a way to orchestrate your death. That's what they do with all the hip hop artists now. It's big money in that, setting up beefs, getting your ass, knock it off, and have a control of your publishing. You're dead. Your mother's usually in on it because she done took a satanic oath, and um, she allows the labels to. She knows what's going to happen. A lot of the, and I know we don't want to go there, but they be in on them insurance policies, and they get it piece. They eat. You're dead. They get it. They'll get their monthly publishing royalty, whatever. But the label is getting the biggest cut, obviously. But sometimes the parent will encourage the young black male artists or young black female artists to sign those deals and sign them. And they'll know it's a death deal. They'll know it's a death clause in it. The parent. I see it in the spiritual realm. I've seen it. So I'm disgusted. Uh, whew, good God. But this is what's happening. And so we can see these are the consequences of not staying ahead of our shit, gatekeeping it, protecting it, loving on it, evolving it, balancing it out, constantly adding new things to it, getting so creative. Like, don't just follow what's in a playbook, because we got the ability to take hip hop to levels never seen before. And we can still do that. They want to sit up there and fight over our scraps and act like they invented beat breaking. Yes, you did not develop beatboxing. You did not develop, was it breakdancing? The fuck is y'all doing? They now they want to say that Koreans is, the Koreans, they want to feel entitled to Black American breakdancing and hip hop creation and hip hop music, and hip hop is everywhere now. Now it's all in France and Africa, it's in Germany, it's in everywhere you can think of. Everybody want a piece of it, but it was the Black American that come up with it, and this is a fact. If not, why don't they have anything that sounds even remotely close in their respective countries? If they had some part in it, they have nothing of that resembles hip hop ever. And then, you know, you could draw the correlation between uh, there's a history that can be studied within this. There's a sociology. You could study the formation of hip hop and to where it's at today, and draw and literally talk with the people. It's a new genre. It's not like these people are dead, and so you could just go and literally and say, give us your ethnography of what happened. Give us your biography. You can tell us your story of, and these people are singing like canaries, and they're telling people how it started, what happened. Not to mention the jubilaries from the 1930s in Black American culture that was doing the fast rapping over the beat. This stuff transcends from funk music, and it takes a life of its own. It has a very particular history. It's not outside of America. And now a couple of immigrants come over and say, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. This is Black American music. Okay. And like I said, I've always been battle rap conscious music. I cannot say I never really cared for gangster rap. I'm not gonna hold you. It was never my thing. Never liked it. Never listened to something about some, black women get bitches and hoes. I couldn't stand it. Never will I stand for that. I've always been square. And so I fuck with Jay Dilla. That's what I was. That was like that was the extent. Obviously when Kendrick Lamar came out, that was all the rave for me. Oh, I just love Good Kid, Mad City, and To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn, and Untitled. Oh, I listen to all of that. I love that. And J. Cole when he comes out, Forbidden Fruit. That was, those. That's just always been my style. Like I just, that's how I see hip hop. And guess what? The powers that be know that that stuff sells. So why not promote more of Kendrick Lamar's, of J. Cole, a few people rapping like that? It sells, big time sells. I mean, you don't get no bigger than Kendrick Lamar. It's her artistic talents, skill set, rapping ability, music ability. Like this guy is musically talented. It's not just like, oh, he's lyrically talented, and he's gifted in understanding how to put good music together. I mean, listen to Good Kid, Mad City. You listen to Wesley Sterry and I Love Myself, and just like the way they did see how vibrating that is. I love myself. The world is a big old machine gun, and you study that video too. Like this man is like a genius. I'm like, what? I mean, he put some codes and stuff in it. And I love myself. The world is a big old. I mean, he's telling you how he went through the dark night of the soul, and and the last album, I have to say, was not my favorite. It was all right. I love the one with was it Ghostface Killer? I love that. With Ghostface Killer and what's the girl's name? Summer Walker. That was hot. Ghostface Killer. That honestly was the only thing I remembered off that album. Like that was amazing. Ghostface Killer. Whew. But the that I love myself. Um, the whole album? Wesley Sterry, Institutionalized, If These Walls Could Talk. I mean, it was just a masterpiece. That to me is what, when I think of hip hop, that's what I think of. And you see him, he was talking about some of the pain and some of the things that that ain't nothing wrong with that, telling your story and what you went through. Like, it was real shit. We grew up in the hood. Like, he grew up in the hood in Compton. I'm from the hood in Buffalo. It's different. But you can relate to that shit. You can relate to be like, even though we're both Black Americans on two sides. I'm on the east side, you're on the west side. And you can still relate to that. You know your the spirit. You could feel it. You could feel like damn, we got like this is a Sephardic. This is a Sephardic person of my bloodline. And he's I think he said he's Choctaw, but Lakota, right? Lakota. But you could just feel the kindred spirit. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I totally got my life. I'll never forget when the Pimp a Butterfly came out. I was an undergrad at Georgia State University. No, not undergrad, graduate school actually. And I literally I remember I had like a paper due, it was stuff due. And I remember clearing my whole skit. I didn't do shit that day, but play that album. I had like my own little, I'm an introvert. So I live in my own little universe, and I'm like having my own little listening party to Kendrick. The album came out, it dropped. I said I ain't doing shit today, but listening to that damn album, and that's what I did. I just was like, it just brings back so many memories because I was so excited. Like I was like, oh my gosh. I remember calling people like, yo, he released the album. We gotta listen to it. Oh my gosh, that's so good. And I was just totally one of them people. Like, and there's very few people I can get there with. Like, I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing for the day and just vibe out to your shit. It is very rare that I can do that. It's him, Kendrick Lamar, No Name, D'Angelo. When Vanguard came out with D'Angelo, oh, everything stopped. Pause. We gotta listen to that. Obviously, Beyonce is one of those. Let me see. I think that's it. I mean, if Lauryn Hill, she'd be sporadic and shit, but if she was to come out, she would be definitely one of them people. I enjoy her. Nicki Minaj used to be for me when I was younger, because I was younger, but I kind of outgrew. And Nicki's very talented to me. I don't agree with everything she has said, as far as her disrespect of my culture, but Nicki. I think that it's undeniable that she's talented. And when she first came out, I used to like to listen to her albums. Now, it was never really my style in terms of, like she's more mainstream, but I liked her pen. I liked her. I like to listen to some of her raps and see what she would, it wasn't nothing really conscious I was getting out of it, but I do remember like, okay, let me listen to it out when she used to first come out with her albums. I said, I'm gonna listen to Nicki's album. But it's not really. I'm trying to think if there anybody else. Obviously, because the people I listen to, they don't. And Jay Dilla's dead. It was old stuff. A lot of the members of Slum Village is dead. Most definitely. He don't really, he comes out with stuff, sporadically. The Roots, I mean, they still do stuff, but like most of the stuff is to me, it's like more of I'm listening to the old stuff. But people that come out with new music, I have to say it's Kendrick, J. Cole still. Believe it or not, Jay Z. I have to say I still what I like is that he doesn't write, but does everything like a griot, and I find that fascinating. I find that someone that has a griot mind as a natural wordsmith on a dome like that without having to write and just do things in one take like that. Um, that's that's very 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 rare. That's a very rare skill set, and so just from a conceptual point of view, like I listened to I like okay, I want to hear what I just want to catch because they throw out codes. Obviously, Kanye West they'll throw out Kanye West is one of them as well. Where I get like okay, I gotta go listen to Kanye West. I gotta actually listen to that Vultures album still too. So that's something I'm gonna listen to the Vultures album. Um, but you know, hip hop is a very 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 powerful genre, and so what's the point of this video? What I want you guys to take from it is for us to realize that okay, this is our stuff, and let's gear it back to where we to our to the balance of the root chakra of where we felt that safety, that fearlessness, that courage, that stability. Promoting things of the root chakra, or and then getting into the other chakras with hip hop. That's what I would like. The solar plexus. So we're talking about the sex. Not solar plexus, sacral chakra. Sorry, sacral. So we're talking about sex with sacra and the divine feminine, but not the oversaturation of the low level booty whole pink and all that crazy stuff with sexy red and so not that type of stuff, but tantra sex, like really cool exploration of the divine feminine, solar plexus, self-defense, self-determination, the heart chakra, being vulnerable, obviously the third eye is to get into the crown chakra. We talk about the galactic, the Schumann resonance and all types of shit. We can really go so deep with these things, and we could do that on our own. And I would employ the hip hop artists that are aspiring to um, experiment with intervals too. Like study Sun Ra. If you're a hip hop artist, study. I mean, a hip hop producer rather. Study Sun Ra's production, composition. This is a Black American interdimensional being that was amongst us. That dude just slipped through the radars. He's trying to throw in code at the CIA's monitoring everything he does because he's an angel from Saturn and then got through our portal in Alabama, and you guys just completely ignore it. Think he's crazy, but he's a fucking genius, and his music composition is on a level that is so high that it's unreal. And so if you're a producer, and many producers do this. I don't have to even say that, like we have Flying Lotus. Oh my baby, Flying Lotus. I forgot about Flying. I'm like, how could you forget about Flying Lotus? he's the goat. I love some fly. And I know if people say don't call me a goat, but I love Flying, the greatest of all time. That's what it means. I love Flying Lotus. He's amazing. I think he studies Sun Ra, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but Sun Ra will teach you some things about intervals just from the listening of the music. I'm not saying that a copy of Star Wars, I'm just saying like we have to start getting into the galactic elements of music, and this is going to be channeled from Sun Ra right now because Sun Ra is one of my guardians, and he's always wanted us to. Remember when he said, when you create music, it goes right to the throne of the Creator God. And you want that to be pleasing to God. Now, this is of our higher self. This is a code for the higher self, but also the universal galactic God. In terms of how you program the entire universe, this is the eye of the mind of God. And so you want that to be pleasing. You don't want to create music just for profit. It has to have the soul. And we've always been good with that. So don't think I'm preaching and trying to tell us we ain't got no. Mm-mm. We always had soul. We always will have soul. And so what Summer I was trying to tell us was you have to keep soul in the music, and that's why he was so heartbroken. Because he's like, what are you guys doing? He was trying to, warn and wake it up and tell Black Americans what we need to do. And he was trying to, but he was very clear that when we create music, it goes straight to the throne of the universe. And it is um, powerful, and he was saying, like, this is how you connect with the galaxy, this is how you connect with the universe, this is how you connect with other interdimensional beings. You can send out codes through music. Very much so. Very much so. Hidden secret codes through music. Very much so. And so Sun Ra was big on that. You communicate with Saturn, communicate with Pluto, you communicate with Uranus, you communicate with the exoverse, not just this universe, but the exoverse and different exoplanets that mimic planet Earth in different dimensions. Come on. You don't want to. They don't. That's why they say planet Earth is ghetto as fuck, and these other high level beings they let them self destruct for all I care. Okay, because we ain't about to go and waste our time. They ain't calling out to us. We hear their music and they talking about they skeeted and on the women's and what the divine masculine, divine feminine talking like that. Oh no! I would have 852 hertz being come bring their ass down here. Oh no, only a crazy person. Only the crazy bodhisattvas, the Yeshuas and the Kalimas and the Jennies. You think we could go out there and say, oh, okay. And get our asses smacked up. But the rest of them, we were warned, like, don't take your asses down here. You learn the hard way. Don't take your asses to planet Earth. Keep it moving. But yeah, it's like, come on, why would they want to come and they hear us talking? They'll come if they know it's something. And if I can rock with that. But an 852 hertz, a 963 hertz being or someone that we do got some humans that operate at 400 and 428. I'm sorry, 432 and 528. We do have them. Don't get me wrong. They're here. Some of them are definitely here. They're not doing hip hop. Except if they're like a Kendrick or something, but it's serious. It's something I was trying to tell us that it's very serious, because when you communicate through the frequencies, again, when we talk about, I really want to get deep into like the music theory and Lucifer and on it, but I just don't want to lose, because I have to be careful. I know I'll be just talking all over people, and I don't mean to be doing that. Like, that's not my style to talk over people's heads. There's nobody listening. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, okay, ain't nobody listening anyways. It's my channel. I can do whatever I want on my channel, but that's not sometimes the way to view it, because I understand it's my ideal parallel universe, but with this YouTube channel. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to lose people because people are still like indoctrinated, or they come from their schools of thoughts, or they don't know. And so I have compassion for that. Sometimes I get a little wrapped up in it. But anyways, when we have this idea of these music intervals and the idea of these frequencies, this is something Black Americans are gifted in. Black Americans have a light code, and I'm gonna go deep here, so roll with me. Black Americans have a light code that, because we've invented multiple genres of music: blues, jazz, R&B, soul music, gospel, country, ragtime, hip hop. Come on. Was it? Is I missing one? Rock and roll. Oh, come on! Every music genre through documented history in America. Now, obviously, you have different types. You have different music genres in other parts of the world. But I'm saying when it comes to this specific group of people, in terms of cultural continuity, in terms of the development of new intervals, and you could study sunrise music. Sunrise music is very hard to reproduce, by the way, because it's so intricate, it's so advanced. This is someone from Birmingham, Alabama, Herman Blunt. It's a sunrise, Black American from Alabama. He told you he was an angel from Saturn. Told you he was an interdimensional being. I told you guys there was a portal in Alabama. That's where he came from. And he comes up with 1,000 songs, composition songs, 1,000 songs that he produces. multiple instruments that he played. Nothing but Black Americans on his band. Do you not think that these people are a special group of people? Look at the Clark sisters. Have you ever studied the gematria of the Clark sisters? It'll tell you that they're a keeper of the royal secret. I know for a fact that they have secret light codes in their music that I will not divulge to the public. I can listen to their songs and pick up stuff that I know flies over everybody's head. Same with Kirk Franklin. I don't know if they are purposely doing this, or if they have purposely studied certain crafts and automatically know how to do things in their music, or if that's just natural. I don't know. But it's freaking fascinating. It is mind blowing. It is absolutely mind blowing. It is. I'm like, did they do that on purpose? But the Clark sisters, they're keepers of royal secret, so they have things in their light code. They have stuff in their epigenetics that's going to come out, and it's very powerful. If you ever listen to Jesus is a Love Song, have secret codes in it. I will not tell you the codes. No, I will not. Same with Kirk Franklin, Melodies from Heaven, secret codes in it. Stomp samples One Nation Under a Groove. If you ever listen to One Nation Under a Groove, how powerful that song is. Funk music. Obviously, we could do this with so many. Michael Jackson was the king of throwing codes and all types of light codes in his shit. Michael Jackson was a master at doing that. Clearly. Believe it or not, there is a song on Beyonce's Lemonade album. When you love me, don't love yourself. You love yourself. Don't hurt yourself. You ever study the codes in that song? I'm like, did she do that herself, or are these people like have like some type of artificial intelligence? Like, there's something like some like. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, did anybody ever study that? Ever study all the way down from the production? I think they plan everything out from the writers, because again, I'm not saying she wrote it or produced it. I'm saying even study the sample of it, where it links to. Like, no lie, she and again, I don't know if these are like master masons, or I don't know. I'm trying to figure all this out, but I studied that song, and do you know it brought me to Saint Bernard in Louisiana. And I could show you like how I did it, how I craft out everything from the lyrics all the way down to the sample, the who sampled it, where it came. It was so fast. I said, and she was trying to give us a message about what happened in the Mississippi Delta with Black Americans. And obviously, it was so fascinating. The stuff that happened in Mississippi. Mississippi, it was an event. Some with the levees there too. She was talking about what she drew the correlation from what happened in Mississippi to Louisiana, and then communicated in the code. I don't even want to go there because it's just too intricate, and I don't know. I don't think they want that stuff out to the pub. I don't think people are supposed to pick up on. I think only certain souls are supposed to pick up on all that. I really believe that, because I'm like, this just flew, and I'm like, did she do this herself, or did somebody? Obviously, I think there's a team, but I think there is literal spirits behind some of this stuff. if I'm being real, I really do. I really think that there may be some high, because they always talk about like how they work with it. I don't want to go there, but I think it's some very intellectual entities behind. Maybe not all good or bad, right or wrong. I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying some of these codes that get communicated, there's some very, 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 very heavy energy behind it. Not in a bad way, but it's heavy and it's galactic. Some of it, not all of it. Some of it, So when I was listening to some Ra, obviously galactic, heavy Saturn. Oh my gosh, he told you he from Saturn. Some Ra told you I'm from Saturn. I have fireside chats with That's a heavy ass energy to deal with, but it's wildly intellectual and creative. The real one, not the fake version. The real one that deals with enlightenment. The real version. Sun Ra, he kept it real. And so you study his shit, your mind about to be blown. Or you better believe it. Or you listen to her. You see the way her was playing that guitar at Usher? the Super Bowl, at the PSYOP Super Bowl. You see the way she was playing that guitar? That girl got a serious gift. She got a serious gift. And so this is the power of music. That's why everybody loves music. You can't run across a soul that don't love some music. You'd be very hard pressed. Very hard pressed. It's universal, it's ubiquitous. And so when it comes to Black American, like I said, they have a light code. I'm not going to tell you yet who the light code is from because you are not ready for that. Don't get mad at me. You're not ready for that. But there is a part of their DNA, a code due from a pact that a certain group that infiltrated the Black American lineage about 1,000 years ago. And infiltrated in the indigenous side and in the Moorish side for those that listen. I'm Indian. It's both. It set through, it crept through our bloodline. Because sometimes light codes can come through ceremonial practices that you do, rituals that you do, pacts that you make, oaths that you take, things that you say, for good or bad. But you guys got lucky when it comes to that, because that music shit, that's for good. And that is what the Black American has been blessed with for generation throughout generation throughout generation throughout generation, for now and forever, with the gift of music. That's why you can't let people co-opt your shit. That's why you can't sell your stuff out. That's why you can't go and do what you see other people do. This is the gift that's been given to you. That's why you got a James Brown. We got a Michael Jackson. You got a Prince. Nobody else got a Prince. 22 instruments. Every instrument in the world he plays. Prince. It's very uncanny. You get a Nina Simone. So you get a Nina Simone. Have you listened to Nina Simone? Again, there's an entity that's overguarding the Black American music genre. You ever listen to Nina Simone? You ever powerful her music, ever music and knock your ass out? I said I can't listen. I really can't listen to too much of Nina Simone. She is very popular. They call her the high priestess of soul for a reason. And I said her shit is too motherfucking deep. It's too. I can't with you, Nina. You gotta go. Because I literally feel her spirit just bloop right through the room as soon as I play her music. I don't play her music that much. You're too heavy for me. It's beautiful music. It's powerful music. She's too heavy. Now I listen to Young, Gifted, and Black. Remember when she did that performance? When she talked about Lorraine Hansberry? She did To Be Young. And she performed it live. If you can ever get a chance, Google YouTube Young, Gifted, and Black with Nina Simone live. And look at the crowd when she performs that. Look at the looks on their faces, how they got high off of that song. You want to get high? You want to get high? Without no drug? You go and you listen to Young, Gifted, and Black live. Watch it, rather, on YouTube. And she gives a story about how Lorraine Hansberry gave her that message from the spirit realm. And then she plays it on piano. And then it sounded like, when she first playing it sounded like, it wasn't given. Channel the spirit. Wait to the end. Watch the end. Then you'll see, look at the faces of the Black Americans. They went crazy. Look at the eyes. And believe it or not, that you saw in the faces, that's what happened to me when I first saw it. When I first saw it, I got high off of that. I said, oh my gosh. And so I could listen to that. Boy, she playing with Cinnamon and I put a spell on you. Oh God. That's the power of that black one. Black woman, that's a powerful motherfucker. Ooh, that's a powerful being. And when she says she could put a spell. And now you're mine. So Nina Simone, just brilliance. Oh, I really give her praise. She's amazing, genius, and they try to control her music. I really didn't like what they tried to do to Nina Simone. They drug her up, say she's crazy, and all that stuff. No, I hate. That's a trigger for me. No, wasn't wrong with her, and so they try to mess her mind up to get control over her music and her artistry and whatnot. And I just, so they've been doing this to our people for so long. Then you get a James Brown. Listen to the Big Payback. The Big Payback. That's what oh man. You want to get high too? You listen to Payback. You gotta do no drugs. You go listen to the big Payback. I can do split. I can, but I can't do no. That is my song. Oh my gosh. But the music is a gift. It's a gift and a curse because now it's the energy well that everybody think they could come and swarm. The demons come and they just swarm and try to just take all of this energy. And no. You protect it. You say no. We are the gods. We created all these genres, and we are more than happy to share with the world. But you're not going to sit up there and co-opt and pervert and take and steal, or then try to gear it towards the inverted version of the root chakra. And so we take back hip hop. So my point is to encourage the Black American too, as these young hip hop artists, young production, producers, you know, expand to the galaxy of your creativity because that's what's inside of you. The universe is inside of you. So you don't ever get afraid to experiment with different instrument, different intervals. Break the laws of the music theory. Break the laws of the science. Defy them, and take hip hop to levels that can't even be replicated. So you study these intervals. You come with these new intervals. They talk about the 808 drum machine. You come with a new 909 drum machine, 1111 drum machine. You can invent it. Yes, you can. 444 drum machine. All types of shit you can do. And you know, I'm just only the lady at the well. I'm just only the primordial mother. But you can expand and take your time and flow with the universe. Let this is a hip hop. Bring God into it. You got to hear yourself. You got to hear God speaking to you. You got to hear yourself speaking to you. You use your words. Use your heck on these lyrics and speak life. Speak life in this hip hop. And when you do these music productions, all types of beautiful intervals that connect with different planets and dimensions. And I want to hear them light codes. Just like how when I listen, I had to listen. When I want to hear some light codes, I gotta throw in the Clark sisters. They got some light codes for your ass. They do. And everybody love the Clark sisters. Oh man, them is some powerful. I keep trying to tell you about this black woman. Y'all love to play. Y'all want to play this black woman and you say what she did. She ain't this. She ain't doing this. She ain't doing that. She not this. She not that. Whew. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Keep it up. But if you study Twinkie Clark, Sun Ra, so many. I mean, there's so many amazing producers. You got Timbaland. Timbaland is amazing. I don't think he ever gets his credit. He's absolutely amazing. Missy Elliott. These are absolutely amazing producers, and there's so many. There's so many. You be sitting here all day talking about. Yeah, I could literally. I mean, come on, talking about Black American music and Black American creativity and music and different genres. We'll be sitting here all motherfucking day. Not talking about country, like. Like really, this topic is just so. I mean, just gospel alone. Then we got blues. Then we gotta go. Then we gotta talk about jazz. And I love jazz. Is actually my favorite. Believe it or not, John Coltrane, Thelonious Monk, um, obviously some rock. Jazz. Come on, Robert Glasper. Robert Glasper. Oh my gosh. Layla Hathaway. Like it's a wrap. Like when it comes to anything relating to music, that has been the Black American's gift. Obviously, there's so many gifts. So many gifts. Invention. But I'm saying there are spirits over this bloodline. I'm very aware of who the spirits are. I'm very clicked in, tapped in. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I'm telling you, I can see what's going to happen with our people 500,000 years from now. I try to, go on a limb and speak and minister to my people, prophesy to my people, be there for my people, fight for my people. And there has been obviously systematic things that have been done to me. I've been screaming from the rooftop, like, come on, this is what they're trying to kill me. They're trying to, but I'm still here. But, the things that had been going on, in the past. But my heart is very pure in this space, and that can be a curse as well, because then you have the vultures, the vultures come out in that regard. Uh, but when it comes to the spirits that are over this bloodline, like, and everybody got everybody they got, it's not just our group. We got a specific set of spirits, right? We just happen to have some very, very powerful ones, right? But you also have, like, say, Africans got certain spirits over them, or they deactivated them, or they sold them out. Certain lineages, you're gonna have the Japanese got certain spirits on them. They got the Amaterasu Shinto spirits. They got, this is just common sense. But when it comes to Black Americans, we have very specific spirits, gods, God, that are on this bloodline, guiding us and protecting us, but also challenging us, being a potentiator, holding the mirror up, wanting us to go to the next level. You have to kick in that door. You have to, can't nobody just, and that go for me too. Anybody just drag us out. We free, but can't nobody, you got to notice that. and so I don't like to see a powerful group of people walk into a den of iniquity, or walk into something I know is beneath them. And I see that time and time again when we want to go into into, or get acceptance rather, by other groups and other people and other um and other institutions, and go to their, and we're all victims of this. There's no judgment here. I'm just saying, sometimes I have to reflect on myself as well with that. But it's like, we complain, and we say, oh, they doing this, oh, they doing that, oh, they doing this. Okay, you're an able-bodied soul, human. What's stopping y'all from coming together doing y'all own shit then? If they doing this and they doing that, they locked you out the Grammys, they locked you out the house. What the fuck? The Grammy, really? Where's your Black American awards? And not just the NCAAP stuff, not that. I'm talking about real awards from yours. Where's your award show for your music? Honoring jazz, hip hop, blues, country, in every genre. Who got the best country music? Who got the best jazz? Who got the best blues? All Black American. Where's that? No, but you complain, oh, Grammys ain't do this, Grammys ain't doing that, Oscars ain't doing that, Oscars ain't doing that. What's it? Billboard Awards ain't doing this, ain't doing. What's that? You an able-bodied soul? You a soul? Y'all niggas can't come together and start doing your own thing? That's why they want me out the paint so bad, because I'm with the shit. Let's get it popping. And it does require sacrifice. Not being a sacrificial lamb. It doesn't require being that now, but it does require, okay, we won't necessarily get mainstream, or we won't be put on from their perspective, but you could put yourself on. What's stopping us from but whatever. I'm just talking, because I'm not just talking, but what I mean is, like, I don't think people hear me. I don't think we're ready. I think theoretically you'll be like, yeah, that would be good, but, like, yeah, what's stopping us from doing our own shit? We can have our own stuff. And so I just don't like to hear, like, people who created every genre of music complain about Grammys. Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up, like, oh, the Grammys was like, oh my gosh, I was like, whoa, but they give anybody a motherfucking Grammy. You just spread your motherfucking asshole open wide, probably wide enough, you get one. You can sound like a damn cat on a record and probably get a Grammy these days. If you open your pussy hole and booty hole and mouth hole and ear hole. Like really, like, we've acting like people ain't, like, whatever. But back in the, at one point, the Grammys was like the pinnacle of showing artistic music, but we always got locked out. Let's keep it real. They never gave us our shake, so we should have said, okay, we as Black Americans who are the creators, who have gifts from God regarding music, gifts from Creator God regarding our music ability, We are going to do our own. We can call it anything. We call it our own. We name our own awards. We'll call it what we want it, and we'll reward and give. And my thing is, black people think what they say the white ice is code or some shit like that. They wanted to go to the Grammys instead of. And my thing is, I understand BET didn't have our, after Robert Johnson sold it, and then went to Viacom. I understand people showing shade or whatever, feeling like BET didn't represent us because it was not really representing us. And I get it, I get that argument, but we could have, we can do our own. But my thing is, are the artists going to show? Can they show up? So it's like it's kind of have to be scratched. That's why. Guess what, Black Americans, um, the entities that oversee our Black American lineage, the entities that oversee America, the God that oversees the entire galaxy. They're carrying that. They run it through Hollywood because it's all got to go scratch. It got to just start from scratch. It's just so wicked. It's just so ridiculous. And where it's just a mess. It's not pleasing to the universe, and so that's why you see it crumbling. That's why you see this is happening in Hollywood. This is happening in the music, in the entertainment industry. All these things are going to continue to fall until it get more fair, more balance, until there's more fairness for the artists as well, until the music itself vibration raises, the frequency raises. It's just, so you're going to see a lot of things happening. So that they're going to be seeing a lot of independent artists. You can see things where it's fair, not slavery, not selling of the soul, not ridiculousness, selling of assholes. Nah, and ridiculous, horrific, terrible energy, horrific energies in that industry. And God says, no more. This, come on, no, 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 no. And so you'll see it. You'll see it in real time. And if you're the artist, you have your choices to make. And some people are contractually obligated for the rest of their life for some shit that they don't sign, didn't know what the hell they were signing and all that. There's places, there's time and places for that. You better pull a Kanye. You better pull a Kanye and get your ass out that shit. It's tumbling down. House of Cards are falling. But it'd be fair for everyone. And real gifts and real talent and expression of gifts and song and music through the high vibrations will take place. So you're always going to have hip hop. You're always going to have all these music genres and cool, beautiful music. It's always going to be talented motherfuckers that shine and that get their music out. And so we should support that. But I'm saying, as far as like this idea of, the Grammys and whatever, and then CMT and we have to evolve. It just has to evolve. It has to evolve for universal sake. Seriously. Like, come on. And so I just want to share this real quick about music turned to 440 hertz versus 432 hertz and the health effects. So this was a double-blind crossover study. I see it's on ScienceDirect.com. This was published in February 2020. So it's deep. This is the last thing I'm going to study. This is the last thing I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to get off of here. And so there's basically a study that compares 440 hertz and then 432. So we all know that back in the day, everything used to be tuned to 432 hertz as far as the music. And it used to lower your blood pressure. So it's a marked decrease in the mean of the heart rate, slight decrease in the mean respiratory rates. You see it right here, the results. So back in the day, everything was geared to 432 hertz. 432 hertz lowers the blood pressure, lowers stress, and deals with relaxation and whatnot. And this is what Andre 3000 was trying to tell y'all, by the way, in that last album, the Flute album. And it says the data suggests that 432 hertz tone music can decrease heart rate more than 440 hertz toned music. The study suggests that repeating the experiment with a larger sample pool and introducing randomized controlled trials covering more clinical parameters. Okay. And so it talks about what a hertz is, cycle per second. We know that's a wavelength. Okay, so the current reference frequency for tuning musical instruments is 440 hertz, which corresponds to musical note A4. which is the central octave of the piano. This frequency was established in the 1950s and confirmed in 1975 as the standard tuning for music worldwide. So nowadays, all music we listen to is generally tuned to 440 hertz frequency. Okay, so now they you see this right here. So the transposition of music from 440 hertz to 432 is obtained imperceptibly, slowing down the execution of a song originally tuned at 440 hertz using music editing software. Okay. So obviously we have Italian opera singers. They sing at 432 hertz. Okay. And so the point is 440 because we're not going to read this whole thing. So human DNA is sensitive to music. Okay. And so it can even be reprogrammed through music. By subjecting the stem cells to various frequencies, it has been possible to modify their natural organic function. Now, do you see why I'm talking about chakras and hip hop and root chakra? I mean, come on. And so it seems that the benefit of music tuned at 432 hertz are not related to the musical genre, classical, jazz, Roxy, but exclusively to the frequency and relative tonalities of the music. And so 440 is harder on the human. 440 causes more aggression, more anxiety. So you guys can look up this study, access through your institution, acknowledgements thing. So I want to get to the point where they mentioned about like 440 causing like more stress and 440 causing like, that's the part I'm looking for. Look at 432 hertz can be used as a remedy for anxiety and pain in dental treatment. However, the effects of listening to music tuned to 432 hertz have not been compared to the effects of listening to music tuned to 440 hertz in this context. Okay, here we go. Because of the harmonic misalignment, listening to 440 hertz music would seem to make people anxious, nervous, or aggressive because it is not in harmony with the natural frequency of the planet Earth. And so that's another thing we want to push back on. Like, why the fuck did y'all turn our music to 440 instead of 432? No, it's going back to 432, bitch. That's what you need to say. Like, who put it at 440? For what? For more anxiety, for more anxiousness? No, you need to go back to 432 or 528, whatever you want to tune it to. But be wary of that. And so that's another thing I want to show you guys that's into hip hop. Okay. And so we didn't tone it to 440 hertz. Did Black American do it? No. It said somebody else did it. What did they say? Who established this in the 1950s and confirmed it in 1975 as a standard tuning for music worldwide? That's what we want to study. Who did it? Who did it? So this topic is pretty old. I mean, we pretty much known this for years, but I just wanted y'all to see the study itself so that you could, because, people were talking about it, but it's like, now you can see like it's being studied. And this is why Andre 3000 come up with the flute album, the 432 hertz. This was his healing album. This is what he was trying to do. And I did a video on Andre 3000 if you guys are interested in that, because that is also it's very deep. That one I did get a little deep. I should have been, I really spilled some beans on on that video. If you pay attention, you'll be able to put what I said in this one, in the code, in the Andre 3000 video for Black Americans. You'll be able to get a sense of what I'm talking about when I talk about the music gifts of Black Americans. Again, the real one, not the fake one. And so if you can, listen to the Sun Ra I'm talking about if you pay for those. Let me clarify. For those who pick up on the code of what I'm talking about, I am talking about the real one, not the fake one, and that's all I'll say. So I'm about to get up off of here, and I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye.
Are you ready for a mesmerizing linguistic journey? Step into the enchanting world of Tut language, an invaluable part of Black American heritage. Delve deep into this unique language where every word resonates with the rhythm of a resilient culture. Explore thoughtfully designed lessons that unravel the linguistic intricacies of Tut, from pronunciation variations to regional influences. Engage in interactive language games like word matching and pronunciation challenges that will deepen your understanding and sharpen your skills. Dive into live Tut bingo, historical and cultural role play scenarios, and weekly open mic sessions featuring Tut music and poetry. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to celebrate culture and embrace language. Enroll now and start your Tut language adventure. Enroll now and receive 3 free Tut language books, thoughtfully created by colleague J.N.S. It's an invaluable addition to your learning experience.
Welcome to Nocti.us. Nocti by Kali J.N.S. is a botanica shop that has over 4,000 metaphysical products to assist you in your spiritual journey. On Nocti.us, you can find all of my exclusive lectures that can't be found on YouTube. Just click on Shop Botanica on the menu, choose your category, and shop for your favorite items. You could also select a spiritual advisor to get a reading on decisions most important to you and check your daily astrology. Please check out my books, The Nocti Philosophy and The Nocti Queen Mothership. And stay tuned for weekly content. And don't forget to subscribe and share the channel so we can reach as much people as possible. Let's continue to help one another, transcend our consciousness, and let's rise as one in truth, power, and love. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.